So thank you both of you for joining today Dhamma School. We are discussing a lot of things every day in our Dhamma School. So usually related to Buddhism. So in beginning of today Dhamma School, so I wanted to say everybody. So anything else, if you cannot understand what I am explaining, so you can text or you can ask to explain again, right? So that is easy for understanding everybody, right? Because when I am explaining in English, sometimes I'm confusing to choose some words, right? I'm new to the language, right? But the English language is the both of you, your native language, right? But it is not my native language. But I'm trying to explain for not only both of you, but the all the members who are asking dhamma, right? That is what very important thing, because the language English is the modern language, right? It's new language. I'm trying to explain what I was learned in Buddhism, as a very ancient religion, as a very ancient philosophy. So that is not easy to convert English language some words, right? So that is what we are creating some new words to in English to explain what Buddha has taught for everybody, right? So today I wanted to discuss about that is very important and very interesting topic. So that is Four Noble Truths, right? I think both of you already know a little bit about Four Noble Truths, right? So you don't know, Tarusha? Little bit, right? And how about Varsha's knowledge about Four Noble Truths?
I think I know something. It's like the truth of suffering or the truth of death or something like that. I think I've heard of it before, Hamdani, but I'm not very sure about it.
Great. Yeah. So the Tarusha, so have you listened Dhamma Chakkappavattana Sutta? No, right? Okay. So if you are not talking, if you are not discussing, so I do not know what is the level of the knowledge about Buddhism, right? So that is what I'm. So the importance of discussing with teacher and student. The sometimes teacher is learning from student, and sometimes the student is uh, the regular thing is always studying a lot of things from teacher, right? But sometimes teacher is studying something new from some students, right? So that is what the importance of discussion, right? So if you have any question, any doubts, or any the point of which is not unclear, you can ask and you can correct it, right? That's your responsibility as a student. Yeah, please.
Is it the Four Noble Truths that brought to Buddha's enlightenment?
Yeah, so after enlightenment, he had explained what is the reality of, or what is the real truth of in this world, right? After enlightenment, right? That is what he was understood with enlightenment, right? That's why the Lord Buddha said Vijja Udapadi. The Vijja mean knowing. It's we are learning as a subject science, right? So that's mean in Sanskrit word is Vidya, right? So the word meaning is vidya, knowing something, right? So that's why the Lord Buddha said, I have understood, uh, I have emphasized all the real truths, right? So today I will try to explain in psychology, with psychology, how important to our life these Four Noble Truths, right? So in these Four Noble Truths, the Lord Buddha explained in his great discourse was Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, right? So the meaning of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is the discourse of Dhamma wheel, the discourse of Dhamma wheel, right? The doctrine of Dhamma wheel, right? That is what mean in English, that word Dhamma. Dhamma mean in doctrine. The Dhamma Chakka mean wheel, the circle, right? Dhamma Chakka Pavattana. Pavattana mean existing, right? Existing, right? The wheel of doctrinal discourse, right? So that is what the meaning of Dhamma Chakka Pavattana. So actually the learning these types of methods very important to brush up our knowledge with psychology, right? So actually the Buddhism is psychology, right? So these Four Noble Truths we can use day-to-day our life, right? So we can use for everything, right, that we are doing, when we are learning, when we are doing anything else in our life, right? So when we are cleaning our house, when we are cooking, or when we are playing, or when we are talking with friends, or uh, all the way we can use these four types of truths. That is what the Lord Buddha said. These four types of truths we can use commonly anytime and every time, anywhere, right? Those four are the first one is dukkha satcha. Can you pronounce that? Dukkha. I cannot hear you, so you can unmute that.
Dukkha
Dukkha
Satcha.
satcha. Okay, great. Dukkha samudaya satcha. The second one is dukkha samudaya satcha. Dukkha
Dukkha Samudaya
samudaya
Satcha.
samudaya.
Samudaya
Okay, great.
Satcha.
And then third one is dukkha nirodha satcha. Dukkha nirodha
Satcha.
satcha. Okay. The fourth one is dukkha nirodha gamini patipada arya satcha. So can you say remembering?
Nah.
It's a bit hard, right? Because that's new thing for you. Dukkha nirodha
Dukkha Nirodha
gamini
Gamini
patipada
Patipada
arya satcha.
Arya Satcha.
Okay. Those four, right? Those four are the Four Noble Truths, right? So so when we are learning, we have to learn two language, right? The interacting those all the ancient philosophy interacting between two languages, right? The first one is Pali, and then it is transferring to English, right? So the Pali language is all the Buddhist script written by using of Pali language. That's why the Lord Buddha, while the Lord Buddha's duration in India, the main international language was Pali, right? So actually, I have learned Pali language for almost 10, 15 years, right? Throughout my monk life, everybody's monks learning Pali language, right? So Pali language and Sanskrit language, right? So that's very important. Ancient languages, right? As some books, Rig Veda, Yajur, Sama, those types of Sanskrit books was written by Sanskrit languages, right? The Lord Buddha had to learn all the Vedic books, right? Those types of Vedic books written by using of Sanskrit language, right? That is the I think most ancient language was, right? And then the after era of Upanishad moved to Pali language, right? We are in modern world, we are using a lot of modern languages, right? There is English, German, French, and Chinese. There are a lot of languages we are using throughout the world as a modern language to communicate, right? To share ideas, right? At the period of Buddha, there was no lot of languages spreading throughout the India, right? The main language was Pali, right? We are chanting with Pali language, a lot of gathas, right? In our Dhamma school, or I think that is the one and most important occasion to learn Pali language, right? You cannot learn Pali language in your schools in here, right? So I know that, but in Sri Lanka, the Hampasala and also some schools are teaching some types of ancient languages, right? That's very important to learn. So I will try to learn, I will try to teach Pali language something every students who are participating to our Dhamma school in not next session. Actually, I will try to, the first thing is I have to prepare the some sort of slides, right, to show you what is the alphabet and what is the Pali nouns, right, and what's the Pali verbs, some sort of things I have to prepare first, and then it is easy to you can learn easily read this Buddhism, right, by yourself, right? So today our lesson is Four Noble Truths, right? The four types of real truths, right? Yeah, sure.
What are the Four Noble Truths in English?
Yeah, I'm trying to explain those four. The first one is Dukkha Arya Satya, right? That means suffering, right? It is not suffering. The Arya mean noble, right? Dukkha Arya Satya, right? So I'm going to explain word by word. Dukkha means suffering. Dukkha Arya. Arya mean noble. Dukkha Arya Satya mean truth, right? Noble truth of suffering, right? So we can learn just suffering, right? So that's not related to actual text, right? That is why we have to learn word by word, right? That's most important thing to grasping real knowledge, right? Dukkha Arya Satya. And then second one is Dukkha Samudaya Arya Satya, right? Dukkha mean suffering. Dukkha Arya mean noble. Dukkha Samudaya Arya Satya. Dukkha mean suffering. Samudaya mean arising, right? Arising or causing, right? You can use any words. Dukkha Samudaya Arya mean noble. Satya mean truth, right? The cause of truth of suffering, right? The second one. Dukkha Samudaya Satya. And then third one is Dukkha Nirodha Arya Satya. I think you know the three words in this three, the third stage, right? Dukkha, Nirodha, Arya Satya. What's mean dukkha? Suffering. And Nirodha mean, can you guess that word? Nirodha? Can you guess?
Health?
Health, health, not health. No. I think, but little bit similar. I think little bit, right? The 0 point.
I don't know.
Yeah, Nirodha mean cessation, right? Cessation or leaving, or right? That's the word, cessation, right? Or get rid, right? It's like health, right? So get rid of all the suffering, right? Giving us more health, right? That's why I told you little bit similar. So the cessation of truth, noble truth, the cessation of noble truth, right? Am I right? Dukkha, Arya, Dukkha, Nirodha, Arya, Satya, right? So the fourth one is Dukkha, that's a little bit longer, right? Dukkha, Nirodha, Gamini, Patipada, Arya, Satya, right? So I want to count how many words that included to the fourth one, right? So people are not trying to, or people are not able to remember the fourth one, right? Dukkha, Nirodha, Gamini, Patipada, Arya, Satya, right? 6 words, right? 6 words. So how can remember those 6 words in one time, right? For one rule, right? It's boring, I think, right? I will give you only 4 words for all those 4 noble truths, right? We do not remember all the types of words, right? So in psychologically, you know, I'm learning actually a comparing of Buddhism and psychology nowadays. So that's what I got, some sort of special words for 4 noble truths, right? So I will teach you those 4 words for you especially, right? The fourth one is dukkha, nirodha. Dukkha means suffering, nirodha means cessation, dukkha nirodha. Gamini patipada. Gamini mean, it's mean, you know, we are chanting, when we are chanting Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, right? Gacchami mean going, right? That's a little bit similar to Gamini. Gamini is a bit similar to Gamini. Patipada. Patipada mean, you know, it's like practicing, right? Patipada, practicing. Patipada, Arya Satya. Arya Satya, you know already, right? What's mean Arya Satya? Arya mean? I want to hear Tarusha's voice. What's mean Arya Satya? Arya mean? Tarusha, can you say?
Arya means
Noble.
noble.
Yeah, great. Noble. Arya Satya mean truth, right?
Noble
Okay,
truth.
that's great.
So
That's great. Dukkha, Nirodha, Gamini, Patipada, Arya, Satya. That is long, right? That's long. Only few Buddhists know those 4 types of truths, right? So for the easiness of everybody, I will try to give 4 special words, right? The first one is diseases, right? The first one is diseases. For dukkha, Arya Satya. The second one is dukkha samudaya, Arya Satya. That means diagnosis, right? The third one is dukkha nirodha, Arya Satya. Prognosis, right? So am I correct my pronunciation? Okay, okay. The third one is prognosis. The fourth one is going to be explained. Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Patipada Arya Satya means prescription, right? Prescription. right? Only 4 words, right? Or we can remember the first one is as diagnosis, diseases. We can remember, like, is it finished, your class? Dilon Dilot?
Yes, it's finished.
Okay. You can learn in this class also something new.
Are you going to play the ending song now?
Sorry?
Are you coming to play the ending song?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But do not laugh and do not play games, right? You have to stay calm. I am only the number. Seth?
Hi, Handaru.
Yeah. This finish your class, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's going to next? So I thought that to continue my session for 10 minutes, I think. So I can join this IML then to our class, right? Dilon. So is it okay?
Okay, yeah.
So
Um,
are you staying in class only? It's
Maybe we'll leave because we have some work to do.
Yeah,
Ah.
okay. Yeah, I'll leave too then.
Yeah,
that's
we
good.
have some homework.
So I will share Seth. So Seth, you can download the end poem, Chattamanava Gata, right?
Okay. I'll ask my Tati to send it to me.
Okay, that's great.
Because I don't have it right now, but yeah, for the next time I'll ask my Tatis to send it to me so I can play it.
Yeah, sure. I will send it to Tata.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That's great. For today, Dilon is not going to hear Chattamanagata.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Budu Saranai දෙන්නටම.
Good to say, Sadhu.
Budu Saranai.
Buddha-san,
Right.
Sadhu.
Okay. So continue our session with discussing of 4 noble truths. I have explained. The first one is as diseases, right? We can remember that word as problems, right? Problems, right? The cause. The second one is cause. The third one is solution, right? The fourth one is way, right? Another very easy words for 4 noble truths, right? So those 4 noble truths, both of you know right now as a knowledge, right? As a theory, right? So you can learn using of any resources, right? So you can observe or you can research about this, right? What is the 4 noble truths? And then the important thing is what is the how to use these 4 types of truths to our life, right? When problems are coming to our mind, right? That is very important thing. The Lord Buddha said, the importance of using of this Buddhism is reducing our all the problems, right? Nobody can find in the planet living without problems, right? Everybody has problems, right? Any problems, big one or small one, right? Or poor people or rich people or beautiful people or ugly people, right? Those who are living in the planet, all beings has, or all beings that is using, I'm trying to use the have, right? Not has. Every beings have illnesses, right? It would be mental or it would be physical illness, physical problems, right? But the importance of Buddhism is going to find out solutions for our mental illnesses, right? That is what important, right? The Lord Buddha tried to give all the answers for all the mental illnesses, right? These 4 types of truths we have to use when while we are living with doing of anything, right? We have to remember, right? So what types of problem or what types of problematic things we are going to face, right? How to arise them to our life, right? So how to find out good answers for our problems, right? What is the way of cessation of all the problematic things, right? So that is how we have to use those 4 types of truths inside of our mind, right? So there are a lot of problems, right? I can give some examples for that. The arising of angry thoughts to our life, or arising of greediness, or some types of craving thoughts to our life, or some types of, the Lord Buddha said there are 5 types of illnesses, especially we are calling those 5 in Pali pancha nivarana, right? The five types of not arrogance, pancha nivarana, how to say, I'm not remembering that word actually. Give me 1 second, I will just find. Pancha nivarana. Okay, I got it. 5 hindrances, right? 5 hindrances. 5 hindrances. That is what pancha nivarana, right? So those 5 are always conflicting our inside mind, right? The first one is kama chanda, right? Sensual pleasure, right? The second one is vyapada, the hatred, right? The third one is abhijja. That means abhijja means craving, right? Abhijja means craving. And also abhijja, tina midda. Tina midda means torpor, right? I think I write torpor. Yeah, okay. The first one is sensual desire, sensual pleasure. You can write if you want. The second one is vyapada, ill will or hatred. So is that similar word for ill will, hatred, Varsha?
Bad intentions?
Okay. I'm asking you, ill will is similar to hatred?
Ill will. Similar, but it's kind of like about your intention, like you have bad intentions towards someone. When it's a hatred means when you really dislike something, but ill will means that you mean something bad towards that person.
Okay, that's great. That's the word for vyapada, right? Ill will. And then the third one is tina midda. Tina, that means sloth or torpor. Torpor, right? Torpor or torpor? Torpor. The fourth one is uddacha kukkucha. That means remorse, restlessness. The fifth one is vichikicha. That means spectacle or doubt, right? Those 5 especially cause to increase our mental diseases, and also it's going to reduce our path leading to ultimate truth of nibbana, right? There's those 5 hindrances are burdening to nibbana, right? Burdening to our happiness, right? Those types of 5 things. So if we are trying to use Four Noble Truths to the understand of our mental illnesses or mental problems or all the mental negative thoughts, right? That is one and most important thing to reduce all the mental illnesses, right? I think we have discussed very few things about Four Noble Truths, right? In accordance with Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So I wanted to give you some more details about Four Noble Truths. That is what very important for throughout our life, right? To get more peaceful life, to be live with happy thoughts, right? Everybody like to live with happily, right? Varsha, Tarushan, everybody, every students, every human beings, right? Every beings wanted to live with happily, right? So if somebody knows these types of 4 truths, that is very important to increase their happiness, right? Actually, I am using these 4 for my to increase my inner peace, right? I'm using these 4, right? When it arising, like doubt thoughts to my mindset, I'm remembering these 4. What is the cause of arising of these types of doubt to my mindset, right? So I'm always trying to awareness of my mental intentions, right? With using of these 4, you have to learn these 4, and you have to try to practice with remembering of these 4 types of truth. I have explained in Pali, and I have explained those types of 4 with psychological words, and also I have give some special and very easy words, right? What is those 4? The first one is problem. The second one is cause, the reason, right? The third one is solution. The fourth one is way or path, right?
Can you say those again?
Yeah, sure. The first one is reason. Reason.
Reason?
Yeah. The second one is sorry.
Cause?
First one is problem, right?
Problem?
Yeah. First one is problem. The second one is reason.
Reason?
Right. The third one is solution.
Solution?
Yeah. The fourth one is path. Path or path.
Path.
Okay. I'm using path. That is easy for me. Path. So we have to awareness of what is the problem. The second one is what's the reason for that problem. The third one is how to find out solution for problems. What is the way how to resolve our problems, right? That is the using of 4 noble truths for our life, right? So it can be used to our educational life, right? When we are learning subjects in school, sometimes arising some types of slothful intentions to our mind, right? That means tīna midda in Pali, slothful, remorseful thoughts to our mind, right? Those types of negative thoughts arising to our mind, at once we have to remember these four, right? We have to regulate, we have to proceed these types of four noble truths inside of our mind, right? That is what the Buddhism is, practical philosophy, right? Buddhism is practical philosophy. So the one advantage is chanting of gathas, right? Reducing our mental, how to say, mental easiness, right? It is energizing our body, right? That's why we are chanting a lot of gathas while we are doing our vandana sessions, right? Chanting a lot of sutras, right? Like Tun Sutra we are called, right? The three types of discourses, right? Karaniya Matta Sutta and Mangala Sutta, and the third one is Ratana Sutta, right? Those types of special mantras, according to Buddhism, we are chanting day-to-day life in our life as a Buddhist when we are doing our Vandana session or at evening or morning time, right? So very important to reduce all the mental suffering and also all the mental negativities, right? And then they are giving us more energetic power to our mind, right? They are refreshing our mind, right? That is what how important is. It is like therapeutic method, right? In according to psychology, right? That is we can introduce it, chanting therapy, right? Music therapy, right? Dancing therapy, right? Sport therapy, right? All the things created by human beings for ultimately find out happiness. Am I right? Am I right? All the physical things, all the activities created by human beings for happiness of all the beings, all the individuals, right? That is what difference of animal world and human world, right? Human beings are finding out new things for our lives, right? Four noble truth, that is very huge concept, and we have to discuss next session also new things, right? What are the reasons for arising of suffering, right? Those topics we can discuss with exemplary, jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha, like those things the Lord Buddha said, giving some special reasons to arising of suffering, right? So that's very important as a learning of Western things, right? Everybody very, very seriously important for your life, especially. That is very rare occasion is learning doctrine in like, in the Hampasala, right? There is extra benefit for your life to increase your knowledge of Buddhism, right? So that is very important for your life. So to increasing knowledge of Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist psychology, right? So that is what we can gain participating of the Hampasala every day, right? At least 1-2 words we are learning, right? So, or just listening, right? That's very important, right? Just listening. So we can say anywhere, I heard that, right? That's enough, right? I heard that. Or we can say, I know that, right? If we know at least one word, right? That's good with not knowing, right? It's better something we do not know, right? So I'm going to end up today's session. So both of you discussed with me a lot of things. I think a lot of things you have learned from listening my lesson today, right? The lesson was Four Noble Truths. That is new topic, both of you. And then we have to discuss a lot of things with regarding of this topic. And then we can learn so many things, right? About Four Noble Truths. That is very important with psychologically for our lives, right? As an ancient language, Buddhism gives us so many new things for our lives, right? There's new concept for Western world actually, right? In Asian people are learning a lot of things about Buddhism, right? But the Western children or Western students, this language, this subject is using to, they are trying to learn Buddhism, right? Importance of Buddhism, right? As a theology or so many subjects we can see in universities, Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist psychology or like those things, right? So many departments in universities or in colleges are going to teach this concept, right? That's what very important to grasping knowledge about Buddhism. That's very important for our day-to-day life and for happiness of this life, and then supramundane and mundane lives, right? So that's why we have to chant, we have to meditate, we have to participate to alms giving, right? And we have to share knowledge, we have to share our uh, knowledge or good things among us, right? That's what important for our lives with learning of Buddhism. So I'm going to wrap up today's lesson. So thank you so much for listening. And if you have any question, you can write and then ask next day, right? Or today you can ask, no problem, right? If you have any questions, right? Just great to discuss, right? Just expanding knowledge, I think, right? Okay, so can I play final gathas, Chattamanava Gatha?